Well, the state of Minnesota and the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul are suing the Department of Homeland Security. So let's break this down. They argue the federal immigration operations in the state and the Twin Cities have violated federal law. State officials claim ICE agents, quote, reckless tactics endanger the public safety and that their policing tactics, quote, provoke the protests the federal government seeks to suppress. Now, of course, this comes less than a week after Minnesota resident Renee Good was fatally shot by an ICE agent. For more,
let's bring in Lana Zach to talk more about this. She's joining us live from Minneapolis. So, Lana, what else is alleged in this lawsuit?
Well, the state of Minnesota is saying that these federal agents are acting unlawfully and aggressively. And they say all of this has created a culture of fear and uncertainty that is straining the resources of local law enforcement officials and their ability to keep the peace. I want to play a little bit of sound from Minnesota's Attorney General and Minneapolis's mayor.
This is, in essence, a federal invasion of the Twin Cities and Minnesota, and it must stop.
You've seen the videos. At times and we're feeling the impact here in Minneapolis. Schools have closed. People are afraid to go to work, shop, or seek medical care. 911 calls are up.
And you heard Mayor Frey talking about how those 911 calls are up. It's also contributing to a lot of additional overtime costs for the local law enforcement officials here. They are estimating somewhere around $2 million in overtime in the span of just 4 days. And to give you a sense of scale, there are about 1,000 sworn police officers here in the Twin Cities. There are more than 2,000 federal agents and officers that are already on the ground here, and more are expected.
Well, you broke down the claims. How is the Trump administration responding?
Well, we heard from the president just a little bit ago on a post on Truth Social. He said that the day of reckoning and retribution is coming. He alleges that there are thousands of violent criminals here in the state of Minnesota, and that all these efforts by ICE agents are patriotic. We also heard from the Department of Homeland Security. They say that it is clear that the Attorney General is prioritizing politics over public safety, and they believe that they will prevail in court.
And Lana, we've got new CBS reporting that a number of DOJ employees are quitting in protest of how things are being handled in Minnesota. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, Kelly, this is an interesting new development. We have learned that as many as 6, which is a sizable number in the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, have announced that they are going to be leaving the department because they are protesting what they see as an investigation into here in Minneapolis of Renee Good as the person who is the aggressor towards that police officer. They are not treating her as the victim. They feel like that is not the right way to go about handling this, and so they have announced their resignations, and we'll be watching to see if there are others.
And, Alana, we're also learning that the United States is canceling TPS for 2,500 Somali nationals. What do you know about that?
Yeah, so as you're well aware, Vlad, the question of Somali Americans and a major fraud ring that was uncovered here in Minneapolis has contributed to this. So 2,500 Somalis who had temporary protected status, that is being terminated for them. The Secretary, Kristi Noem, said that temporary protected status is supposed to be just that, temporary. And so they are looking at potential deportations for that group as well. And it all goes into what the administration is prioritizing in terms of public safety.
All right, Lana Zach, appreciate you staying on this for us.